So who in this room has never seen me teach? Oh, a lot of you. Okay. So my name's Tom. Live here in Nashville. This is my assistant, Lang Bliss. Say hi, Lang. We're going to put an artist up on stage and worship team, same thing. And we're going to do some things here. Our whole gig is we're live music producers. We work with artists, we work with worship teams, we work with people on what happens up here on the stage. And we do this from everybody to beginning. I worked with an 11-year-old a few weeks ago to some of the biggest stars in the world we've worked with, who I'm not allowed to say because I have non-disclosure forms, and I won't say it if you're listening. But in the middle there, in Christian music, gosh, we've worked with probably close to, from old-timers like the Imperials to the mid-years of For Him, Golly Jars of Clay, Phillips, Craig and Dean, new song, and to this day where we work with Francesca Battistelli, probably a quarter or a third of the artists that are on the Winter Jam tour. But the point is, that's what we do as a living. We work with people on their presentation and how to make it so that there's an emotional connection with the audience or the congregation. Who in this room, let's start with artists. Is there anybody that actually goes out on the weekend or is playing their own shows, coffee shops, goes into churches and does concerts, that kind of thing? Is there anybody? Okay, you guys do that. All right. Well, this will be good for you then. The rest of you worship teams, is that it? All right, cool. And we've worked with worship teams. I hate name dropping. I really do. But I was having a dinner with Prince last night and Sting called. I'm just kidding. But I've taught at the Hillsong Conference, worked with the Parachute Band, Gateway Music in Texas. So we do this kind of thing with other worship teams. And some of this stuff you can take to the bank. It'll do it. You've got to make the decision yourself. I told you guys this today, those of you who were in my class earlier today, depending on, it's almost like every church, every denomination is a different culture to some degree. And so I don't know all those cultures represented here. So Lang and I are going to do what we normally would do with anybody, an artist. And you can go, oh, that helps, that helps. They won't go for that. And you've got to be discerning enough to know what you can and can't do. Now, as I said in my class earlier today, who was in my class? Okay, yeah, you guys. I'm a risk taker. There's no question about it. That's how I've made my living. I would never get played on the radio station that's safe for the whole family. It's just not, ma'am, it's nothing against that. It's just not the world. So the idea is we're pushing stuff to try to break outside of a box. I don't like people living in fear. That's the point. I don't like living in fear. So what you're going to do is experience some stuff as we do this. You're going to go, oh, I'd like to do that, but I'd be afraid to do that, or oh, is that spiritual, or whatever. And so, again, you just have to discern what you will do realistically and what you're allowed to do, and maybe everything we're going to do here is going to fit into your thing. It's definitely for contemporary worship teams. So here's the deal. In a nutshell, this method, this is a live music method that by God's grace, and I mean that, I've developed over the last 20 years. And I'm not sharp enough to have 20 years ago sat down and laid out my live music method, because guess what? I hadn't done it yet. So now I can look back over 20 years and organize it and say, here's what we've been working on all these years in a concise order that is teachable. So this kind of thing is going into Berklee School of Music. For the, it's going, any Texans here? South Plains College. And other colleges are starting to pick this up into their curriculum for performance skills. And the business part. There's a part of in my book. I've got a book, wherever it is. There it is. 432 pages, jam-packed. No. But seriously, 432 pages. This is a method. This is a process. And ultimately, when I teach this, I want people to see what happens on the stage. And if somebody walks out of this going, oh, I got it, you're fooling yourself. Because it is a process and it's something to be learned. It's something to be, so the idea of this is to go, wow, that would help. But here's the deal. The reason we can do this is we know why. And the reason I can do it with a bluegrass band last week, a classical artist on NPR in Boston a few weeks ago, then work with the worship team, then work with this, all different, psychobilly horror punk band out of LA, no kidding. And they were the nicest guys. That was what trippy was. They're tattooed, purple hair and all that. We go to the restaurant and they'd go, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. To the waitress, it was like, and then they get on stage and they're like, it was trippy. But here's the point. If you know why, then you can figure out how, when, where. But if you just know how to do something, you don't know why, then you can't apply it to different songs or different styles of music. And so the idea behind this, just telling you right up front, is hopefully to inspire you to study this stuff. And it's not a study where you read the book once like a fiction novel and go, oh, that was a good one, the next. But it's to inspire you to apply yourself, because this is a part of learning how to do what you do better. And it's a part that is not taught in colleges. It's not taught in high schools. This is not drama. This is not dance. This is not choreography. It's none of that. It's being able to emotionally connect with an audience. And there's 4 areas that we work on when we do this. And I'll point them out as we do it. But here's the deal. We look at it from the audience or / congregation's perspective. What do they pay attention to? Not what do we on stage pay attention to, but what do they pay attention to? What do they notice? Why are they there? And there's 3 reasons that people show up. 3 reasons you're here. 3 reasons we go to a movie. 3 reasons we go to a concert. The first is to be captured and engaged. People want to be present. They don't want to be thinking about kids, keys, car, homework, work tomorrow, I've got to do this. They want to be completely present and captured and engaged in what's going on stage or in a movie theater or whatever. Don't want to be thinking about something else. Second, people go to experience moments. They don't go to hear music. They think they're going to hear music consciously, but you drop down below that, and what they're hoping for is something that moves them or connects with them emotionally. That's why, like in this town, Nashville, for those of you listening by radio or web, we're in Nashville, and it's all about the song here. It's all about the song. It all begins with the song. The song, the song, the song, the song. And after a while, I just want to shoot them. Now, let me say this. By God's grace, and I mean that, I've worked on over 100 number 1 songs. So I'm all about the song. Song is great. But, and there are people, as we sit here today, right this moment, I don't know how many, but it's well over 1,000 people are now sitting in offices, home studios, their rooms, their houses, co-writing and writing songs, looking for what? A hit song. That's what they're doing. They're doing it right now. You guys are here to what? Right. That's exactly it. The idea is we got to write. And the idea of a hit song really is this. It's an emotional connection with the audience. A hit song connects in some way, shape, or form. It's a melody, it's a lyric, it's rhythmic. There's something in it that where do we listen to the radio? Most of us. In the car. So we're driving down the road in our car, and if a song jumps out and emotionally connects with us, in the old days we used to run to the record store and buy the record, right? But now we go on the internet and search and find that artist and that song. And that's what everybody in this town is trying to write right now. Thousands and thousands. I'd love to know how many. But thousands and thousands of songs are being written today. And then tomorrow. And then the next day. And then the next day. And that's what happens. And guess how many songs get to be number one out of those thousands and thousands? There's only 52 weeks in a year. And as my friend Ralph Murphy says, they're not having number two parties. Hey, our song went to number two. Let's have a party. They're called number one parties. And here's the deal. They're trying to write a song that emotionally connects when somebody's driving down the road. I remember, and there's a method to the madness, and sometimes you can break the rules. There are hit songwriters. But here's the deal. I think writing a hit song is the hardest thing in the music industry. A song that completely connects on the radio. But here's the good news. For those of you who are worship teams or artists on the stage, you do not have to have a hit song to emotionally connect. Those people writing songs right now, and out of those 1,000 a day, maybe one will be a hit song or two. The other 998 are not bad songs. In fact, there are moments inside those songs, but they're not communicated well through a radio. But this, when people come to church on Sunday, when they go to a Sunday evening service, when they go to a concert, if you guys are doing a concert, people are not distracted by driving. They are coming for three reasons: to be captured and engaged, to experience moments, and the third is to have their lives changed. Now, none of this is conscious with any of the people. People don't walk in the building, sit down and go, okay, capture and engage me, create some moments, and darn it, change my life. Nobody does that. But when it happens, here's where congregations grow. Because when that happens, life happens. People start dragging people to their church. If you're trying to build a ministry or be an artist, people start bringing people to hear you because they're captured and engaged. There's moments being created in the show, and lives are being changed. And now we know the only person that can change lives is the Lord. And our job, in my opinion, and this is just part of my method, you can take it or leave it. Our job is to create freedom in the room so the Spirit of God can move. And if I'm up here on stage with all these rules and regulations and I'm thinking about, is it okay to raise my hand? Is it okay to move over here and smile at people and ask them to clap because that's unspiritual? Then we're not creating freedom in the room. Now, of course, we're not trying to go run across the stage, slide on our knees and go, check me out, I'm awesome, worship leader. No, it's neither. But here's the dilemma, and this is the dilemma in this town. I lived in LA it's everywhere. Moments happen, and we've all experienced them on stage. The platform. On stage, on the platform, whatever we call this. Can I use that word? Because I'm used to it. Probably work. All right, stage. All right. I don't know what else this is. I know it's a platform. Stage form. So, where'd my mind go? I definitely have an ADD and ADHD and every D, and I snort too. So, but here's the dilemma. We've all experienced this. where we're on stage and the Spirit of God falls, the planets align, you can actually hear the monitors, and it's magical. We've all experienced that. And then what we do is we ultimately, would we like that every time we go out and play? The answer is yes. Here's the problem. We don't know why that happened. We don't know why. It was a random event that happened. It happens once every 6 gigs, 9 gigs, 3. Yeah, well, it's this combination. It was Saturday afternoon, the sun was in the sky part way, and it was like all these things converged. But that is not the way to make this work. There are reasons why these emotional connections happen. And if you understand why, then you can create them consistently. And you can be, it's the difference between being, in a sense, a professional and an amateur. There are amateur athletes out there everywhere who have got ability. Go to New York City and you watch a basketball game on the playground, and I am blown away. Guys jumping 9 feet off the ground, slam dunking, through his legs. I'm being a little facetious, but he's that talented physically. Why isn't that guy in the pros? He's got the ability. He's never had the discipline to learn fundamentals. He's never learned how to do this thing the right. It's all flash and show. So here's another example. Oftentimes when we rehearse, there's a place or two. It's like this. In fact, this is perfect. I've rehearsed in places like this. And we'll go in here for 2, 3, 4, 5 days. So we pull those nets down because we'll take a break. And it's kind of like, let's take a break. Okay, pick up a game, 3-on-3. Everyone know what that is, 3-on-3 game? All right, so I had aspirations at one time to be a pro basketball player. Right. I learned very quickly, at 6 feet, I was just not a great power forward. But we come into this rehearsal, brand new band. They don't know me. I don't know them. We get to know each other, start shooting some hoops, and 3-on-3. And one day, and this has happened many times, one day, I can't miss. The planets have aligned. The Spirit has fallen. It's magical. I can't miss because I was a pretty good basketball player. So the next day, we come into rehearsal. We take a break for rehearsal and say, let's do some 3-on-3. Let's pick up some teams. The guy goes, I got Tom. Oh, big mistake. I can't hit the broadside of the barn the next day. You know why? Because I am not a professional basketball player who's disciplined. One day I'm magical, one day I'm the worst on the planet. And usually I'm somewhere in between, but never to the place of excellent all the time. And that is pretty typical of life in a lot of areas. So we live off that one day. And that is not the way to do it, in my opinion. My opinion is, if we're called to do this thing, there's always stuff to learn, but let's do it right. So, what we want to do with our congregation is capture and engage them, create some moments, and create freedom in the room so the Spirit of God can change their lives. And some of you may even term this as manipulation, but this is not manipulation to me. It's like taking a song that starts slow and it builds. By the third chorus, chills start happening in the congregation and people start raising their arms, and somebody critical could go, that's manipulation. And all I thought was, dang, that was just good dynamics last time I checked, instead of just. So what we're going to do here is, we've never met. Well, we just did 5 minutes ago. I'm going to have these guys play. Normally, Lang and I are going to just kind of, in the crassest way, we're going to mess with them. We're going to pull them up here on stage. They're going to be the worship team. And then we're going to just start making some adjustments. Yeah, come on up. And And if they've got it completely nailed, we'll just say that was a good session. See you guys later. We'll point out the good things, and we'll all go get a cup of coffee. Or go to McCreary's for some weir. That beer, that's beer and wings together, but I'm not allowed to say that. So wings and soda. So, you guys introduce yourselves.
Yes.
Go for it, and play a couple tunes. Can you play different tempos?
Yeah.
A couple songs. One, maybe a song that's up, maybe a song that's in the middle,
Perfect.
and there you go.
All right. Hello.
Hello.
How are you guys? Good. You sound great. So we're just gonna play 2 songs, and I know. Oh yeah, Reveal. I'm sorry. Our band is called Reveal. We come from Orange County, California, and like Tom said, we're out here writing this week, and so it's been fun to be at the conference. But in the sense that this is, a worship conference, I know it can be easy just to kind of watch us, but we would encourage you guys to participate as well as we sing together. So let's sing a little bit.
The pit of His mighty love. We've only glimpsed His vast affection, heard whispers of His heart and passion. It's pouring out. His love is deep, His love is wide, and it covers us. His love is fierce, His love is strong, it's furious. His love is sweet, His love is wild, it's waking hearts to life. The Father loves and sends His Son, and the Son lays down His life for us. Such love upon us, He calls us now His sons and daughters. He's reaching out. His love is deep, His love is wide, and it covers us. His love is fierce, His love is strong, it's furious. His love is sweet, His love is wild, it's waking hearts to life. Yeah, you're waking hearts. You are waking hearts to life. God, you're waking hearts to life. Pour out your love upon us. Oh, we need you. Oh, we need you. His love is deep, His love is wide, and it covers us. His love is fierce, His love is strong, it's furious. His love is sweet, His love is wild, it's waking hearts to life. His love is deep, His love is wide, and it covers us. His love is fierce, His love is strong, it's furious. His love is sweet, His love is wild, it's waking hearts to life. Your love is wide and it covers us. Your love is fierce, your love is strong, it's furious. Your love is sweet, your love is wild, it's waking hearts riches of your love will always be enough, and nothing compares to your embrace. Light of the world, forever reign. So you are more, and you are more, you are more than my words will ever say. You are Lord, you are Lord, all creation will proclaim. You are here, in your presence I'm made whole. You are God, all else I'm letting go. And oh, I'm running to your arms, I'm running to your arms. The riches of your love will always be enough, and nothing compares to your embrace. Light of the world, forever reign. My heart will sing no other name. Jesus, Jesus. My heart will sing no other name. Jesus, Jesus. My heart will sing no other name. Jesus, Jesus. My heart will sing no other name. And oh, I'm running to your arms, I'm running to your arms. The riches of your love will always be enough, and nothing compares to your embrace. Light of the world, forever reign. I'm running to your arms, I'm running to your arms. The riches of your love will always be enough, and nothing compares to your embrace. Light of the world, forever reign.
That's the best I've ever heard you guys. All right. I got a couple questions, sound crew and everybody crew. When does this guy come out? What I mean is, and I'm being a little facetious, is can we get rid of some stuff and use the whole entire platform? Is that what it's called? Yeah. Well, this is where, as silly as it seems, now worship Sunday morning, you guys are regularly in there, blah, 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 blah. You've got it, you can control this. But I would make sure, this is awesome because we do not have any monitors blocking the way between us and the congregation or the audience. But yeah, if you guys are going to go out and do some worship events or concerts or what, I don't know what we call them anymore. I would have gone back to that nice man back there and said, particularly you, and said, would you, well, because, and say, could we get another cord, pull it out here so we can put it in the middle of the stage? And shake his hand and say, Jesus told me to tell you, yeah, that this would work better in our deal. Can we move him over? Yeah, let's get you over. Now, in a perfect world, maybe 6 inches more. That's it. Now, again, you guys can take or leave whatever. I'm just going for optimum here, okay? That's all I'm doing. And you guys know your limitations and your own congregations and all that kind of stuff. But is there any way, Mr. Soundman, that we could get another cord to move this young lady over into a little bit more of the stage? Because here's what it is. This is, just imagine this platform, and it is a platform now, this thick on water. And if we were set up the way we were before, what would have happened to that platform? It would have gone like this. Drummer would have gone flying over. Would have been interesting to see. But they would have gone over into the water. And believe it or not, emotionally, the audience will be like this a little bit. Not consciously, but unconsciously. So what we want to do is set up a balanced stage. Ultimately, we want to balance the stage. Commonly, people don't think about that too much. I mean, really going in and taking control of the stage. As silly as it seems. And here's what this is, guys. This is about 100 pieces of a puzzle. And the more pieces of the puzzle you put together, what happens when you start doing that? The puzzle becomes clearer, doesn't it? And that's what it needs to do for your congregation. Thank you for doing this. And can I move you over a little bit here now, since we've got this space here?
Here's actually a good question. So our normal setup would have drums not to the side.
You'd be in the center. I would spread I'm not crazy about it unless there's a keyboard back there, or you're Lenny White, but that's a whole nother story. And no, put the drums there, it's fine. But the idea is a balanced stage. Now, you can't always do it if you're opening act or somebody or the pulpit's there. I get all that. But my point is, just don't go in and take it unconsciously. Go in there and say, no, wait a second. How is it going to be the best for us to lead worship? How, because here's the deal. There's nobody on this side except drummer, and drummers are not good examples of leading worship. It was a joke. But my point is, there was virtually nobody over here on this side of to the congregation over here. I would feel a little kind of like, that's a little weird. So let's try this again. All right, so why don't you start with the first song? Why don't you start with the first song? Is that cool? Yeah.
The first one.
What is that part called? Introduction. How many people, can you follow me on this? I jump down? Well, I mean, you don't have to, but I'm saying, have you got, or I got to stay up there? All right. How many people, the introduction for, what is that, 45 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever it is? For 30 seconds, this congregation has no idea what to pay attention to. They're watching people go, oh, are we almost there? We're almost there. It's a weird way to introduce yourself to people by doing this. Let's do this on camera. Hi, I'm Tom. That's a little weird, isn't it? It is. Yes, and that's what we're doing. So music comes at an audience, a congregation like goulash. You know what goulash is? Goulash to me, when my mom threw stuff together and I'd be eating it, I'd go, that's pretty good. What is it? You get it? And sometimes I'm going, I hope it's safe because it's been sitting in the fridge for a while, right? So audiences are ignorant when it comes to musical things. They're not sitting there going, oh, bass player, I like that little riff he's doing, boom, ba-dum, boom, ba-ba-dum, boom. No, they're sitting there going, what is it? Because they don't know what to pay attention to. We have not given them anything to do. We have set that camera up right there. Just imagine this is a movie, and we have the camera's coming in, those people are sitting at home, and you're saying, figure it out yourself. But if you were a director who was actually, and this is where it goes south and janky, because we watch these big shows with, in most cases, no angst here, with usually mediocre performers, but because they're good on TV and the camera is right, look at, you're a beautiful girl. Right here, look at that. That's way more interesting. But do you guys carry cameras around? Really, you know, church have a lot of cameras that come in on this angle, and then they focus in on that cool little guitar riff you're doing. You see this all the time. And they got the big screens live or on TV, and it looks really entertaining. And then you go see them, and you're like, there's nothing going on. So we've got to give the audience, the congregation, something to participate in, something to keep their attention. Remember we talked about capturing and engaging them? That intro is about as capturing and engaging as, I'm not going to say it, we're in a church. But the point is, we got to give them something. Now, this is where we get into, okay, is this a show or what is this? What are we allowed to do? And I can't tell you, but I'll tell you what we would do. And you know what, you guys? This song particularly, I'm not sure I can sing along with it. This is more like a Christian artist / artist worship thing to me. This is me or Lang working with Francesca. You know who Francesca is? Yeah, that's, to me, I'm hearing that. This is me working with New Song or Sidewalk Prophets or, you know, whoever, or the band Perry in its own way. So, we need to give them something to watch. Now, this is where you get out of your comfort zone, boys and girls. Yes. So, let's start it again. And what should the, go ahead. Go for it.
So as I'm listening to him play it the last time, one thing I'm noticing is that possibly the lead vocal is kind of rushing a little. So I don't know if you don't mind, if you try maybe bringing the tempo down, just maybe.
What are you
just
at?
a few
Do you have a
beats.
click? Oh,
So as
you have a
opposed
click in
to,
your head.
you know, just bring it down a couple, 3 beats per minute kind
That's
of thing,
cool.
so that she can just. It felt like she was rushing through the lyric just a little bit, and the idea. One of the things that we're doing in the intro is we use the phrase gathering the chicks. We're trying to gather everybody in so that then when the lyric does come in, the vocal does come in, they're there with us. Because most of the time, when we're playing that intro, when we go right from intro into the verse, it's all still kind of flying at us and we aren't connected yet. So we're going to try to do some things that allow the audience to gather in. We're going to gain their attention so that then when we're ready to sing the lyric, they're with us and it starts landing and connecting.
I want to qualify gathering the chicks. That's not girls, okay? Gathering the chicks. You ever seen a mom going across the street? And they're all, there's a line. Yeah. Here's what we do with an intro. We just start the intro and start crossing the street. And what'll happen is we lose some of the chicks. Some get run over, some because we haven't gathered them all yet. But it's kind of like, okay, kids, we're gonna run across the street. Ready? Here we go. You know, and you look both ways. That's what we're doing with this. We're making sure that we get to the other side. So when we get to the other side, which is the verse,
And there aren't any dead blood
Yeah.
stuff.
All right, let's try it again.
So what? Could we try this? Could we
Yeah.
just try a couple of bars of the drums and then the bass come in?
Yeah.
So maybe just a. Okay, I don't know, like. Sing it one time, real quick. The chorus.
Your love is deep, your love is wide, and it covers us. Your love is fierce, your love is strong.
That actually could be a cool way to start the song, maybe sometime. Go ahead. Anyway, so somewhere around in there.
Oh, that.
Bring it down just a little bit. Felt just a hair fast. Here's the deal. I'm fishing. We're throwing stuff out.
This is rehearsal. This is rehearsal. We don't usually rehearse on a webcast or with people sitting in the audience.
So maybe just down one or two clicks in there.
This is us at SIR or rehearsal hall or your church rehearsal. I want you to tell us what to do. He starts and you go, okay, everybody. This is what I want you to do. What do you want them to do here? Sing, clap, dance?
Clap.
Yeah, let's clap. So put your hands, hey, everybody, it's Sunday morning. Come on, put your hands together with us. Let's start there. Start there. Put your hands together with us, all right? Then you start that bass riff, and I want you to step out there. Because audiences are ignorant. They don't know, wow, the bass guitar, I like that tone. Oh, is that a Gibson or is that no, they're not doing any of that. Do it. Go.
Welcome, everybody. Let's put our hands together.
1, 2, 3, ha! All right. My gut is 1, 2, 3, 4. You're all in, rather than bass for a little while. Now, if this was coming out of a solo, a bass solo, or something earlier, and you're up front, but to me, let's go from the top. And when you're asking people to clap, I'm being facetious to make a point. Come on, everybody, put your hands together, and 3 of you go. I hope you like this. You need to put pressure on the congregation or the audience. Come on, put your hands together. God is good. Put your hands together. And then when somebody starts clapping, you don't want to go, yeah, I knew you were going to clap. You want to go, yeah, that's good. Okay, and then go to somebody else. And here's the deal. When you're asking people to clap, always start at the back. Everyone here, you always sat all of us have sat at the back of a congregation or a thing, and it's harder to keep involved, isn't it? Engaged? So what we want to do is always start at the back. So it's like, come on, put your hands together with us. And somebody starts clapping in that area, and you're like, yeah, be right back. All right. And you get the people engaged. I don't think it's wrong to look at people while you're playing. I could be wrong. In church service.
So, for instance, when she says that, what she's going to want to do is move away from the mic and come out here.
And you guys are going to do what?
Yes, they're going to clap too. The point is if everybody doesn't clap on stage, what do you think when you're sitting out there? Well, they're not all committed. I don't need to be, you know. So by her stepping away, too, now the audience or the congregation's expectation has changed. When you're behind the mic, they're expecting you to sing or say something. So when you move away, now we know she's not going to give us more information. Now we're supposed to watch.
Or engage. So what are you guys playing on guitar? Are you guys playing exactly the same thing?
No, he's doing kind of a cool lead line.
Yeah, which I can't hear, which means... All right, so let's back up just a little bit and play that part a little bit. What is the chorus? Is that that's not the chorus. What is that?
That's the verse.
What is the verse?
Nothing can tear us from the grip of his mighty
All right. No. Play that chord again. Play what you're playing. So, we've all seen it in churches a million times. It's what it's a technical term called dink. If you would dink, play that swell, give me your best little Hendrix thing there. You go up there and give me a little bit of ministry. So, God is good.
God is good, and He loves us. And that's what this song is about.
You don't need to say that.
And on and on and on.
What this song, just pet peeves. This song talks about. Songs don't talk, people do. So give me a little ministry and then go. So brown, 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 brown. Boom. Help us out.
Got it.
Boom. And then you guys, I want you to come out, look at people like, come on. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. All right. And dude, whatever you're playing, make it louder. Because I couldn't tell. You guys are like kind of buried somewhere, and it's okay to play a lead or something like a lead. So swell, dink, you talk.
Good evening, everyone. God's love for us is great, and I hate being put on the spot to talk about God's love, but it exists. And we invite you guys to join us in praising Him for His great love for us.
Here we go.
Come in.
Put your hands together.
Put our hands
Come on.
together.
Come on. Get him out. Look at that guy.
Nothing can tear.
All right. What are you playing? I know guitar. Very similar. Can you go out on a limb and play a little bit? Give me some sort of harmony. Give me something to look at. Give me something to listen to. Give me some cool little melodic thing that ties that intro together instead of just, he's already kind of doing that. Yeah. And here would be my recommendation. Or you could take it. I don't care who takes it, who's the lead, who plays lead a little bit stronger. But here's the point. I'm being a little facetious, but there's no need for you or him if you guys keep playing the same things. It's kind of like save some money, easier to go on the road, unless he's your husband. That's a whole nother story. But give me a little bit of something. And I want you to step up over here. So what we're doing is we're going from awesome message, cool vibe, everyone's clapping, melody. Then we're trying to gather those chicks, as Lang said, so that they're with us. We've captured and engaged them. So when we go into the melody, they're with us.
Try this too. Before you start the vocal,
Hang on,
just
the
going
one.
down to the one.
Yep.
There. Before the verse starts.
Yeah, and then the verse starts on 4.
Okay. Well, let's do this. Let's go to the 4 then, and hang on the 4.
Okay.
Just hang there. Once we kind of figure out how long his lead is going, just drop to that 4 and hang on that groove.
You're not going through the chord progression.
Right.
You're just laying on that note. And that's what that does is gives her control.
Yeah.
It gives her control of when to sing. All right?
And then can we try one other thing? When the verse kicks in, I don't know exactly what we'll do, but it'd be cool to strip it down just a little bit. And maybe if you could go to, like, you're just kind of doing that same groove during the verse, right? Okay. So maybe the kick pattern slightly less and, snare on 4. Dun, 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 dun. And just see if we can't open some space up in this verse.
Does that all make sense? Swell, talk, clap, lead, lay on the 4, then sing.
And the deal is, by laying on the 4, you're waiting for her. Here's the point with this. We're given room for the Holy Spirit to lead this thing. Maybe you feel like you're supposed to get right into the message of the lyric. But maybe you're not feeling that. Maybe you're feeling like the Lord's doing something, and you just kind of want to let that happen. So by hanging on that 4, you let her determine when she comes in with the vocal. And it could go 16 bars on that 4. It could go 2 bars. But she's going to be the one who determines that. And then that makes it easy for everybody to come in right at the same spot. You see her walk up, okay, now we're supposed to start.
Remember what I said in my class today about listening to that instinct? That's what a worship leader, a front person does. And what you need to do is leave space for that. Whether it's an artist, whether it's a worship team, you've got to leave space. And this comes into artist development, because now you're getting a feel for what should happen when. You're being able to make the call. You're Peyton Manning changing the play on the spot. And you're going to win if you start. But here's what the problem with most artists and most congregation is: the song is in control, not the person on stage. We got to get back to the microphone because here comes the verse. But if we learned the places to land the one or leave space, then magic can happen. And so it's a combination always of spontaneity and form, not just form, or what most bands do, which is just spontaneity. And neither is right. It's a combination of the two, knowing what you're trying to accomplish with each song. Go. Who starts this? Oh, yeah. Mr. Swell.
Good evening, everyone. As we look at God's love, it's incredible to know that it is unchanging. And when we look at his unchanging love, we know that it is a sweet and an endearing love, but it is also a furious love that desires to chase after us, a jealous love. And so I want to encourage us to take in that love this evening as we sing to him without having to stare. Let's all put our hands together.
Look at that guy. Count it. Yeah, you play the progression on that, guys. Then you hang on the 4.
Yeah.
All right.
I was like,
Good,
something
good.
doesn't sound
See how
right.
that swell, just leave a little more space. The idea here is, what is the hurry? What we think of, and this is common all across the board. I give you 15 minutes. You guys think, how many songs can we cram into 15 minutes? That's it. I'm doing a showcase for got 12 minutes. How many songs can we cram? Thinking that the song is what people want. Understand this. It's the moments they want. So there's no hurry. Find the songs that create those moments for the appropriate occasion, and don't be in a hurry. So fast food versus a fine meal.
It's so huge that you take the time to start getting a vision for what you want the congregation to experience in each spot.
Yeah, because without vision, what happens?
What are you hoping they're going to experience through this song? Begin to get a vision for that. Think about what part of the worship experience do we want them to have in this song? Is it energy? Is it up? Is it like
Celebration,
Is it celebration, or is it
contemplation.
contemplative? Is it internal stuff? We're trying to get the music to support that experience. So on this one, as you're starting to get creative with the arrangement and everything, think what is it we're trying to do here? Because that's when you answer the why, the hows and all that stuff will follow. You'll know, oh, well, this makes sense. And somebody goes, what if we did this? And everybody goes, yeah, that doesn't make so much sense now that we know where we're going.
Okay, you know what? How old are you guys, in your 20s?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a little older than you, and I have way more energy than you do. I mean, seriously, guys. You're playing a very cool telly with a PV and a bunch of little knobs down here. You should rock a little bit. I mean, this is contemporary. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I don't want this to be safe for the whole family. Seriously, if Jesus walked in this room, do you think he'd play it safe? Don't want to ruffle any feathers. Don't want to heal any people. Don't want to call somebody. No, he wouldn't be up there showing off. That's not his nature either. He would be like, do you feel this music? Do you feel this music? When you're playing that bass, do you feel that groove? It cannot be cerebral. No one wants to watch somebody thinking about music. Mm-hmm. That's why in a black church, you're allowed to get away with, because they feel the music. They feel from their head to their toes. Somehow in these contemporary Christian white churches, we feel it from here up. I mean, as a scriptural
support to go where David danced. I mean, we've got the scriptural.
Don't start dancing, dude. But no, I am worried. But feel this music. Be a little free here, guys. Be a little free. And you've got to find that place in the middle. But when I play music, man, I feel the music. I can't go, yeah, this is pretty cool. God, praise God, from whom all blessings flow. Whoopee. I'm like, yeah. Go.
Good evening, everybody. It's incredible for us to look at God's love and to realize that it is unchanging. And in all of its qualities, we see this sweet and sincere love, but at the same time, we see this jealous and furious love that is constantly coming after us. And so tonight, as we sing together, let us just bask in that love and realize that it doesn't end, that there's nothing that can separate us from it. Let's sing together.
Awesome.
Let's put our hands together.
Come on, guys, out front. 1, 2, 3, ho! My fault. Yeah, but build that to a peak and then let it lie there for a while. Bring it down. All I was trying to get you to do is look at him, not like you're flirting or anything, but it's like, we're doing this. She's engaged him. All right, keep the drummer. So, a drummer, huh? Really? We'd have to pray for you.
I know. Thank you.
But engage. People like to see relationships on stage. And again, it's not forced. But you're playing something, you're like, is this, you get to be up here praising God and playing music. There's got to be an engagement. I have a little thing about, and it's a goofy thing, but it's intentionally goofy. I have a thing about guys like guitar riffs. So you need to step up and play a cool guitar riff. But girls like relationships. So guys like guitar riffs, and so what we want to do is combine them both. The guy, trust me, and I can't say who, but she sold 15 million records the last couple of years. When we do a show, and the show is two younger women, I'm trying to think of this, I have a non-disclosure, so I'm putting this. But what we do is we put in some guitar stuff so that the guys that come are going, awesome. So the guys in the congregation will be like, ooh, I like that. It's got some energy, awesome. And then you guys kind of just play off each other, and the girls going, oh, this is cool. They like each other. I don't mean in a bad, weird way, but it's like, yeah. And we've got the combination of a little touchy-feely and a little bit of edge on this thing. Let's get a little more dangerous. All right?
So on the top of the verse, he's going to go to that sort of halftime-y kind of, well, not halftime, it's stripped out. You're going to keep playing. And let's do this. Let's just go to, when you start the vocal, you guys, one of you drop out, not sure who. but we talked about stripping it down. So maybe just go to whole note, diamonds on the changes. And maybe if you can somewhat simplify your groove.
Dude, I wouldn't even do the groove. I let them lay. I just do the diamond. Boom.
Okay. Yeah.
Let him go. Boom. Then the verse starts, and then you can start the groove. Boom. All right, go. One more time. Good. You're kill me now, okay? In a good way. This is good. Come out here. Give me something to look at.
Go for it.
Let me something to listen to.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for that response. As we look at God's love for us, it's incredible to know that it is never ending and that in it we find so many qualities. We find this sweet and sincere love, but at the same time we find a jealous and a furious love that doesn't let us go and that chases after us. And so tonight we want to fully receive that love from Him. And so as we sing this song together, just bask in His love tonight. Let's praise Him for it. Let's put our hands together.
Count it. 1, 2, 3, go.
Nothing can tear us from.
Does that make sense to anybody? Does that make sense to anybody? Dude, you look great out here. And I just don't think you're trying to show off. And here's what's going on. The congregation, the audience, whatever we want to call it, now knows what to pay attention to. Instead of goulash, it's like, okay, she's talking. Okay, we're clapping. We're giving them a purpose. We're directing their attention to the thing that is important. And inside this song, the song is always the script. It tells us what's important. We just got to know what to pick out and say just what Lang said. What is the vision for this song? What is the vision for our congregation that morning? What is the vision if you're doing a show? What is the vision for our show? We're going to get them to laugh here. We're going to get them to cry here. This is a celebration song. We want them to not even say a word because we're going to contemplative rather than everything. Goulash, same thing every time, just different dynamics a little bit. But they don't know what to look at or pay attention to. We are the directors, both by how we arrange the song and what we do visually. By you stepping out here, when he stepped out here, started playing the lead, did we know to pay attention to him? Now, I can't help if somebody thinks this is evil, but let me just say this. If I'm that's why we're live music producers. We're in the studio, and if the lead part comes up, what would you do if you were mixing the sound? Turn it up. Why? So we can hear it. But I guess it's okay to hear it but not see it. But here's the problem. Communication is 15% content. That's it. When you're on this platform, 15% content, 30% tone or emotion, 55% what the audience sees. We hear with our eyes, folks, don't we? When you really think about it. Now, that's totally different than listening to a record. A record, it's words, it changes completely. It's not visual. How about a book? The words are a lot more important in a book, aren't they? But live, it's what we see. And if we see the same thing over and over and over and over again, after a while, we're going to get just an average response. This is what they're used to. Goulash was good today. And every once in a while the magic happens, but make it a fine meal. Not so that it's distinct. Oh my gosh, this song we laughed. This song we celebrated. This song, I heard God speak because it was quiet. Instead of just the same thing, not just musically, but visually. And it's not putting on a show, it's being creative. Quite a concept. Creative.
So I wanted to throw out this idea. when she starts sort of introing the song, here's a place where you can. She did a good intro, no question. She
Yep.
told us some good things.
Awesome.
There's a part of me that I love working on the parts where people are speaking and trying to make them even more, it's the old Shakespeare thing, brevity is the soul of wit. If you can say something concisely and, with a lot of punch to it and keep it short, man, people go, whoa, that was amazing, and they walk away remembering that. So I was just kind of challenging her to think through this intro and think, how could she say, the title of the song is Furious, and she kind of talked about how God is this furious God who comes after us, but he's also this gentle God who, and I almost see these two pictures. And so I was just going to challenge her to think through that, because as you're doing this thing, it's not just the music. It's not just the guitar player moves up and that looks cool. This is bigger. There's a lot of ideas and thoughts that can be communicated that can even more so draw the congregation into the depth of what you want them to experience in this song. So don't just think about the music and then kind of go through. She said good stuff. It wasn't like it wasn't good stuff. But you see what I'm saying?
No, you're absolutely right. What we do is, most of the time, let's face it, guys, we wing it. We wing it. We wing it, and once in a while, like I'm saying about the basketball, it's magic. Say the right words, music happens, spirit falls, hear the monitors, everything's magical. But if we have thought through it, and we've nailed this, and it doesn't mean you have to write everything out, but Lang nailed it. It's the vision for the song. What are we trying to accomplish in this song? And it cannot be the same thing every time with every song. That is what I call a Chinese water torture. And that's not good unless you're trying to extract information from the congregation. All right, so let's take it right from the verse. Let's keep going here. And here's the deal. You think, here's the downside to what we do. You think they've got this now, this intro. They don't. No. 10,000 hours, what is it, Malcolm Gladstone, is that his name? Gladstone, Glad something. I'm glad, yeah.
So just from that 4, probably. We're just on the 4. Here we go. Nothing can tear us from.
Oh, thanks.
Nothing can tear us from the grip of his mighty love. We've only glimpsed his vast affection, heard whispers of his heart and passion. It's pouring out. His love is deep, his love is wide, and it covers us. His love is fierce, his love is strong, it's furious.
Vocally, it's a mouthful.
I guess I've just gotten used
You have, but you also talk fast.
to it.
I know.
It's a bad thing.
But let me say, now this could go into, some people's going to say, oh, it's a show now. But do you have strap locks on that by any chance? All right. I want you to, on the first verse, I want you to give me your best Bruce Springsteen. Grab the guitar with your right hand at the neck, pull it down. Now let me say why. Let me tell you why. This is not, oh, look at me. This is, now you're paying attention to delivering the vocal thing. And then you're going to pull that up at the chorus. Bam. Can we just try that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The chorus.
Dude,
slow. Nothing can tear us from.
I'm Tom. I hurt my hand, so give me this. Let's go. You're totally right. You need to be up on stage when you're talking. I forgot. And let's try to get through a few more things, not so far in depth yet. You're totally right, dude. But right from the vocal, no, right from the guitar thing. Lay on the 4. You go up. Give me your Springsteen. And then what I want you to do is sing to these people. You're not singing to everybody. You're singing. You're telling the people. What is the line? Nothing. You're telling the people in the back. And you're actually doing, this is a technical thing. I mentioned earlier in my first class, there's 4 areas. And one of those is materials, tools, and skill. Your songs don't sound the same. They shouldn't look the same. So what you want to do is understand technique on stage. That's why the basketball players in New York City are not in the pros, because they don't understand technique, footwork, whatever. So what I want you to do is I want you to sing the first part out to these people out here. And then I want you to do, I got that. You finish the thought. Then I want you to just pivot a little bit and sing to the people sitting in the back here. And then when it's time to come up to the chorus, we're going to sing to everybody. But I want you to tell those people, and nobody over there is going, oh my gosh, she's not looking at me. So, yeah, hurt feelings, exactly. So I want you to pull this down and go, tell me, boom, boom, bring it. Are we done? Are we? Who do you think? You think you run this? Okay, Bruce. Right from the lead part. Right from the lead part. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Nothing can tear us from the grip of His mighty love.
Back to them.
We've only glimpsed His vast affection, heard whispers of His heart and passion. It's pouring out. His love is deep, His love is wide, and it covers us. His love is fierce, His love is strong, it's furious. His love is sweet, His love is wild. It's waking hearts to life. And send His Son. The sun gate.
I can't even remember the words to my own song.
I don't either.
And He lavishes such love upon us. He calls us now His sons and daughters. He's reaching. Oh, His love is deep, His love is wide, and it covers us. His love is fierce, His love is strong, it's furious. His love is sweet, His love is wild. It's waking hearts to life. Yeah, you're waking hearts to life.
this real quickly. One, when you do a harmony, first of all, be away from the microphone. Go back over there. Go. There you go. And the reason I say that is if you're standing behind the microphone, they expect you to sing. But if you walk up, if you move this way on stage, not this way, move over another step. Now when you come up to sing harmony, come up. The audience now will pay attention to you. Their eyes will go to you. When you sing that harmony, throw him a glance. And I don't mean this is hokey like Backstreet Boys or something. Sorry, guys. But the idea is you're singing that part, and all of a sudden you hear his voice. You're like, cool. No, seriously, like he's making it up on the spot. And here's what the audience will do. They will now hear the harmony because why? They can see the harmony. You're directing their attention. Otherwise, when he comes in, he does that harmony. It's like, he does this all the time. Don't pay attention. I mean, really, that's what's going on. And when you do your guitar solo, we don't have time to go into this, but let's take it right from the chorus. I want you to throw him a glance into guitar solo. When you finish that guitar solo, I'm being facetious to make a point. Instead of finishing, go, nah, 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 and she comes in singing immediately, and you do this. What you want to do is let that diamond happen, and I want you to put a tag on it. Play through it. Done. And then you literally, instead of doing this, you literally what we call a bailout. You go, done. And you turn your back on the audience. This isn't theater, guys. You turn your back on the audience, which tells the audience, look somewhere else. That's when you walk up to sing. Don't come into that bridge. Is that the bridge or whatever you're coming back into after his guitar solo? Let it lie. Oh, no, wait. No, it's way past that. Way past that. Right where yeah. It's just like a down. Leave space. Don't be in a hurry. You, young lady, are in a hurry. All right, so right from the let's take it from the chorus. Second chorus into the solo, and then we're done. But be away. Okay, so lead me into. I know you got to be there. I'd rather you be late than early. So can we take it right before can you get the last line of the verse? What is the last line?
He's reaching out. Yeah.
Have you guys got it? Then throw him a glance. And it's not a matter of, here he comes. It's like you hear his voice and you react to it. You're like, oh, cool. Totally different world. Difference between the hokey meter doing this and going, yeah, I like that. All right, go. And then we're done.
You can just count me in for it. He's reaching out. His love is deep. His love is wide and it covers.
Look at each other like you actually know each other, okay? One more time. Throw that glance.
He's reaching out. His love is deep, his love is wide, and it covers us. His love is fierce, his love is strong, it's furious. His love is sweet, his love is wild. It's waking hearts to life. Yeah, you're waking hearts to life.
Now come up.
Your love is deep, your love is wide, and it covers us. Your love is
All right,
fierce, your
stop.
love.
Yeah. We almost got a chill there, didn't we? Yeah. It's manipulation, I know. All right, give these guys a hand. So, I'm wrapping up with this. If you are a worship leader, I didn't talk about this earlier. If you are a worship leader and you have a heart at all for missions of the poor, we're running a program for your congregation to reach out, express your worship through your worship team. And you can find more out about it online at expressiveworship.net/bridge. We work with an organization called Holt International. I'm looking for pastors, pastors and worship pastors to participate in. And we're going to give away, So we're going to give away a DVD here for those of you who put your email cards in here. Just pick one out and tell them.
All right. And the winner is Paul Irick.
Awesome. Guys, I'm going to close with this. This is just scratching the surface. Scratching the surface. If you could dig into this, either by buying the book, getting the DVDs, going to our website, it's all a process. But and if I could, I would have you guys line up here. And I tried this once. In the name of Jesus, you now know how to do all this stuff and become a great performer. And I tried that once. The spirit was heavy and everything was going on. And I said, in the name of Jesus, you now are a great performer. And they're going, no, nothing yet. So we have to do it the old way, which is learn. All right. God bless you. Get out of here.